Rich for being super hot.
I love America.
Speaking of empires
That's amazing.
and social media phenomenons, Emoni Bates led the Cavs to a 4-0 summer.
Wait, did you just call him a phenomenon?
He is an internet phenomenon right now.
The young phenom, the algorithm king is back, better than ever.
I don't think it. I've been covering, obviously working here for 12 years. Okay, I don't think I ever talked about Summer League before this year, except as G pointed out, maybe the year with when LeBron came back because Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah,
they got the first pick.
Right, he was the first pick in the draft.
And then they traded him.
We have talked so much about Emoni Bates.
You know why we have?
He's like the 50th pick in the draft. It's
Here's
crazy.
why we have. What are the metrics, Mike?
No, I know.
I told you guys, I'll say it again. I truly believe, and I'll run the report this weekend, that the 4 most clicked-on athletes in the history of UCSS, in order, go number 1, Deshaun Watson, number 2, Baker Mayfield, number 3, Stefanski, and I'll count him as an athlete in this category because he's a main character, and number 4, Emoni Bates.
That is,
and he's been here for 3 weeks.
So that's ahead of Donovan Mitchell. That's ahead of Jose
I believe
Ramirez.
it is ahead of Donovan Mitchell. I'll run the report, but I can guarantee you flat out, hands down, he's ahead of every other Cav not named Mitchell and every Guardian.
I'm guilty of that. I told Bull today. Yeah. I find, and it's a guilty pleasure because when I'm typing his name into the Google search bar, I'm like, the hell am I doing?
He doesn't even start.
But I want to see what this kid does, and I have incredible hope for him. I have very low expectations for him.
I think Cavs fans have conned themselves into believing he's almost a sure thing. When the odds of him, I'm not saying it can't happen, but the odds of him being an impact player in the NBA are minuscule.
Now, take into account, and this is part of the phenomenon, take into account that he was a 2-time high school player of the year.
Yeah, I know that, but there's a reason he was drafted that low.
Yes.
And we've seen it. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen here, but we have seen in the past where guys with that kind of potential stub their toe out of the gate, have a couple of hiccups. He transferred. He had a gun charge.
Yeah.
He had some things. We have seen on rare occasion where the player gets control of the wheel and puts the car back on the road.
But if he were,
that's what we're hoping
But
for.
if he were that good, those off-the-court stuff wouldn't matter because the guy drafted 2nd overall had a gun charge too. But everybody's like, he's a great player.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, so I think everybody is a ball of clay. Mm-hmm. His ball of clay was pretty freaking special.
Yeah.
Now, as he molded it into the bust that's become him, there's been some missteps. But it doesn't mean that it's been glazed and fired and it's all baked in now. So what I'm saying is, based on the ball of clay, based on the raw materials that this kid had at 15, 16, and 17.
But who decided he was that good? Some guy writing a high school basketball article?
Mike, you can talk to this. It was the machine.
He's the national.
Well, maybe they were wrong.
They've been wrong before.
Yeah,
they've been wrong before.
The point is, give it time. I'm not saying it can't happen.
Yeah.
But he's probably going to be playing for the Charge this year.
So this is.
You don't think he'll be on the roster?
He'll be with the Charge.
I'm not sure, but Mike and Jason, who know better than me, think he's going to be on the Charge.
With absolute certainty. You're not saying I think he'll be with the Charge.
That's what Kobe Altman said.
For the whole year.
Well, he's on a two-way contract.
Not for the whole year.
He's on a two-way contract, so...
Yeah, I understand
which means he can only come up for so many games.
But, Jay, he's so raw, he's not ready to play in the NBA.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But I will say, my guilty pleasure, and this is the reason people are clicking on these shorts, these clips. He's caught our attention. He's got really high-end potential. And I think, to your point, I want Cleveland to be careful not to turn that potential into expectation. Because here's my thing.
Right.
It's a lottery ticket that I've scratched off, and I have the first 3 numbers. And there's 3 more to scratch.
I like that.
And those are the hardest ones to match.
That's right.
So
progressively.
I'm excited. I'm like, what have I got here? Oh my God! You can't get all 6 unless you got the first 3.
And you got to look at it. So when every hero movie is the hero's tale. It's the hero's journey.
Right.
All of them. Every great movie you like, Slapshot, every great movie you like, Rocky, it's the hero's tale. It's about the guy who figures out, he starts off high or he has expectations. He falls down.
There's
he
a
picks
setback.
It's a setback. He puts himself back together. Then he realizes the epiphany. It hits him. This is what I need to do to be successful, to beat the
Before
dragon.
the comeback
Before
comes the setback.
The setback.
Right.
You
But
gotta,
if his skill set is that good, and I'll ask Mike because he follows this stuff very carefully. If his skill set is that good, why was he drafted that late? I don't care about the baggage. Why? I just find it hard to believe that the Cavs of all teams found this incredible diamond
that's
in
the
the rough.
point
Yeah,
you have.
right.
That's the point.
I'm skeptical
That's
about
the
that.
point.
I am too.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm excited. I've got the first three numbers, and we've got a chance.
Because you're in disbelief because the Cavs, the Guardians, and the Browns have traditionally fumbled the bag.
Yeah.
Even when they get the first pick, they can't get it right. Even when they have multiple picks in the first round, they still can't get it right. The team that drafted Anthony Bennett, #1 overall, you're telling me that they found a kid in the second round and he's going to be the greatest.
And all these good teams late in the first round with nothing to lose passed on him.
That's the skeptical and rightfully
And you
so.
can't, I know he did okay in the summer league. It wasn't like he was amazing. He did okay.
No, I would say he did better than okay. I wouldn't say amazing, but I
What
think
did
he was better
shoot,
than
Mike?
okay.
What did he shoot for
He
the whole
shot
summer league?
39% from the floor.
Which is what he is.
I mean, but that's not that
It
good.
was almost his exact college stats.
Now, here's the problem that I have with it.
He hasn't passed the ball.
How the hell do you only manage 3 assists playing
and that's
kind
why
of minutes?
he's not going to be able to play like that in a real game.
There's always tweaks that you got to make, but I want to get back to why people are excited about it. The Cavs, and this is to give the people on the ground a voice and say this is why they're excited. So the kid, if you look back 2 years ago, he would have been a top 5 pick. You'd have never got him, right?
Right.
When you look at the Cavs, they don't have a 3. We've been told over, and we don't have a 3. We don't have wing. We don't have shooting.
And they're not falling out of trees.
And they don't come out of trees. And we try to trade for one, we can't get one. We try to develop one, doesn't really work. Now you got a guy who has really high talent and really got a ceiling of a guy that has a skill set. Some of his skills, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be a guy that's going to give you 5, 10 assists.
But
he's not going to give you that.
Where's the he's not going to play defense. He's not going to pass the ball.
Those are things that you get better
He needs to put on weight. I mean, there's a lot of stuff he needs to do.
Yes, but like you said, it's a lottery ticket.
And he didn't shoot that well.
No.
So, I mean,
there's a level to it, right?
Yeah.
It's a difference between being a shooter and a shot maker. When you see Steph Curry and Kevin Durant and those guys, before we had a perception, before those guys, every shot you see those guys take was a bad shot in the 80s. Horrible.
Yeah.
Those kids developed that shot where now a step back, which wasn't even a move. Step back was not a move when Jordan played. No one stepping back. Now that step back, that Klay Thompson, Steph Curry dagger 3, those are things that came into the game. And the Golden State Warriors did one thing. They got good based on innovation. They were the first team to say, we're going to let 2 guards with the same skill set shoot and become that great because that was a bad shot. And we'll live with it. They got a guy in Draymond Green in the second round that was undersized, and they said, well, look, he's a point guy. He doesn't really shoot it very well, but we like what he does defensively. They get him in the second round.
but Emoni Bates doesn't have the skill set of any of those guys.
Emoni Bates is an elite shot maker.
Elite?
He's an elite shot. When you take a look at some of the shots he hits with hands in his face, those shots
But
are
he's
illegal.
only hitting below 40% overall. I know he's an
How is
awkward
he an elite shot maker?
He has taken shots that go in, and I'm like, how the hell did that go in?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he's missing 6 of 10 where his shoulders are squared to the basket.
And that's against guys who are not in the NBA.
But that's all about development. It's all about now.
We have seen guys improve their shooting percentage
It's about
substantially.
It's about
Michael Jordan did.
But how do you can't say he's an elite shot maker
No, I wouldn't.
when he's never played against NBA players.
in college, I believe he's
I
an
would
NBA
say he has
shot
the
maker.
potential to make
Elite.
difficult shots.
Mike, do you agree with that? Jump in
Elite
here.
shot maker at 40%. I can't.
I
go
would
that
not,
far.
at this point of his career, I wouldn't call him an elite shot maker.
But
Does he have the
can make-
traits that could lead to becoming an elite shot maker against NBA defenses? Yeah, he's 6'9". He gets great separation on his step back.
He does
His
do that.
sidestep threes or mid-range, wherever he does his sidestep, is extremely quick, even for a 19-year-old rookie. So he has the raw
tools.
skills to be an elite shot
that's
maker.
all
So that's
I'm
the,
saying.
that's the hope, but that's going to
today
take
he's
time.
not an
You
elite
can't call
shot
him an elite
maker.
shot
Yeah.
maker now.
No.
Does he have any other good NBA skills? NBA, not schoolyard
NBA
basketball.
like today, I
No.
mean, I think he's a better standstill shooter than Okoro. I don't know if that makes him NBA skill, but
I mean, you took
He's a shooter.
That's what. So this is what we all. When I say this, I always say, look, you took Okoro at 5. He's not a shot maker. He's not really. He doesn't.
But nobody's arguing about this draft pick. My argument is just why are we spending so much? But I understand we are because it's
hope.
We're doing it for clicks essentially.
no,
which
it's
I,
hope.
You touched on it, Gene.
It's hope.
You touched on it, and that it's Cleveland.
It's
I
hope.
don't know.
It's Cleveland. And you know what? We're the movie Rocky without the championship win at the end of the movie.
See,
Like, we're the beaten down.
Yeah,
We're the
like-
underdog.
the Cavs just won a championship.
Not just. That's been 7
I mean,
years.
man, it's hard
And
to
if
believe
you-
it's been that
I know
long.
it is. But Bull,
Yeah.
go back 57
No, I
years.
know.
And that's our only drink of water. So
I get it, but
our mentality here is that we're waiting for the. Remember in the Rocky scene where the bell, it was just the bell before the
Yeah, but those guys-
we're waiting for that
but
moment.
But
And-
that's Donovan Mitchell. That's Mobley. That's not this guy.
But it hasn't worked so far with Donovan Mitchell and Mobley.
What, this guy's gonna make the difference? I mean, come on, you know.
But here's the mentality. The reason that Clevelanders are clicking on this guy at an amazing clip is we hope he's the
hope.
guy.
Okay, but you have.
Is he the guy? Will
Yeah.
he be the guy? I'm here to tell you there is a very slim chance
Right.
that he will lead the Cavs or be the missing link to the Cavs winning a championship.
Right.
Who knows?
But
Maybe
you got it
4
for-
years from now, we're sitting here and we're celebrating again.
But you got it
I don't
for free.
know that.
Yeah.
But you got it for free.
But,
Yeah,
but
that's
as,
fine.
As the saying goes in Dumb and Dumber, so you're saying I have a chance,
right?
After
Yep.
she told him.
So does every other player drafted in the second round.
No, I disagree with that. As second-round draft picks go.
By the way,
Yeah.
For
Then
me-
why did 20 teams in the second round pass on that guy? If
Well,
you're so- if the-
listen.
because of the lack of assists, the lack of defense.
The baggage in college,
Cleveland-
a gun charge.
Yeah, there was a lot for Cleveland.
So what's the best case scenario for this kid?
To be a major contributor in 3 years. That to me,
fair.
that's
And would
it.
you say that's better than a 1% chance of that happening?
I can't put
I
that
would tell
on
you
him.
this: if they would
Yeah.
have called someone else's name with that pick,
It's not happening.
it ain't happening. I mean, history.
Because
Mikey showed us the day after the draft.
I know, but why
showed
does he
us.
have a better chance than anybody
Because
else?
Because he was a two-time high school
I-
player
to
of the
me,
year
that doesn't-
once upon a
Because,
time.
because, boy, you have to understand.
Yeah.
In the basketball sense, you keep saying why. Because he has talent.
But the only thing you guys keep giving me is he was great in high school. To me, that doesn't matter.
Well, we're telling you, if you're a 6'9" and you can create space and you are a tough shot maker, we learned being 6'9", they don't grow on trees. We tried to get
Right,
those
right.
guys.
Yeah.
Second of all, when you be elite shot maker, the only guy we had coming
But-
off the bench is Caris LeVert. We're not saying these guys are
Again,
that.
he has all these things, and all these teams passed. There's a
Right.
reason.
Now-
not just that he got a gun
to
charge.
that point,
But they're bad, dumb teams, Bull.
And the Cavs have been one of those
So
teams.
that's why I'm saying to
But
you.
there are smart teams that passed on him too.
Bull,
but
let's
there-
do an exercise here.
Yeah.
Close your eyes. Let's get a camera shot of Bull.
Okay.
Close your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after this, I got something else, then we'll move on to
Okay,
Guardians.
Go ahead.
so here's the exercise.
Yeah.
Ready? Your eyes are closed. Mm-hmm. The Cavs have peaked excitement by trading for Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
They have a core of young, all-star caliber players that seem to all, chemistry-wise, fit together. They're all great guys. Last season, in this wild experiment, they couldn't find the missing puzzle piece that had a 3 on it. They couldn't find it. They tried all kinds of pieces, but nothing clicked. They go into the draft, and they only have one piece of capital.
Right.
It's a second-round pick. And you find that with that pick, you could grab a player who was a 2-time National Player of the Year who happens to be a 3.
Right.
You're not going to do it?
I'm not arguing that though.
Okay.
I'm gonna open my eyes now.
Are you excited about that?
I'm not
Because he could be.
I know, but
It's not like
this
he's-
team's got to win now. By the time he's any good, Donovan Mitchell's gone.
Well,
But let's
So what's the point? I mean, it's not going to help them. He's not going to help them win a championship with this group.
Mobley will be here.
Let me give you.
Our other young kids will be here.
I'll give you an example. See if you can understand it. Right? There's a kid that plays quarterback at Ohio State. He couldn't beat anybody out. He couldn't beat anybody out. He transfers.
Great analogy. I know where you're going.
He transfers to LSU.
He was 4th on the depth chart at Ohio State.
4th. He has a decent.
Oh, that was a failure by Ohio State, no?
Hold on. Ohio State has great quarterbacks. All those quarterbacks went to the league.
None of them are good college. None of them are good pros.
Not
a single one of them.
Well, here's what I'm saying. I'm talking about.
None of them won national championships.
I'm saying I'm really talking about the odds.
Yeah.
A quarterback who never beat anybody out gets in the transfer portal. He goes to LSU. The first year at LSU, maybe 6th round pick. Ups, downs, not really a good team. He comes back the next year, and he's as constituted. He's just sitting there. Now, if you say, what are the chances that kid, his senior year at LSU, sitting there, is going to go run the table? Hold on, let me finish it up.
Win the Heisman.
Win the Heisman.
Yeah.
Win that. Become the #1 overall pick.
And in 2 years,
play in the Super Bowl.
Again, I am giving you that there's a slim chance this guy could be one of these other ridiculous things that happened.
That was the most improbable
But we
story
can't
in
talk
football.
about it for 30 minutes every day as if this is a likely scenario. It's not.
We're not saying
I think
it's likely.
we've all said it's not likely.
I don't think so. I think you have kind of made it seem like it's likely.
Bush is all in.
No, hold on. So here's what I'm saying.
I think a lot of our fans are convinced this guy's going to be a good NBA player, and that's silly.
But you're taking a step to say that they are convinced because of their excitement. You're conflating two different things. You can be excited about something, but not be convinced. I'm excited about dating you. Am I marrying you tomorrow?
Yeah, but again, this question of, well, they needed a wing and now they didn't. We don't know if they got one.
Well, we know they needed one.
Right, but he's not helping them now.
Okay,
that's
who
the bottom
else
line.
Could this team have drafted with
Nobody.
So
I'm not saying that,
right.
but they still don't have an answer at that position right now.
We're going to watch, and I'll tell you this. Our ultimate question here was, does the summer league mean anything?
Nothing.
I will say that it means what spring training means in baseball, and it means what the NFL preseason means in football. It means this much.
No, it's even less than those.
To an Empire State Building.
It's even less than those.
Because here's why. You can fall flat
Yeah.
and prove that you can't play. And he hasn't done that yet.
I don't agree with that.
If
he had sucked in the summer league, that means he definitely can't play. I don't agree with that.
If you can't play in the summer league,
you're not
now here's the analogy, and they're not mutually exclusive. Just because you can play in the summer league doesn't mean you're going to be a hit in the NBA.
That is correct.
Right.
However, if you can't play in the summer league,
you're not doing that in the league.
Again,
give me an example of a guy who flopped.
Trey Young had one of the worst summer leagues in the history of summer leagues.
And what was his rookie season like?
I mean, let me look it up, but it wasn't like he would. Trey Young.
Oh.
So there are. I'm not saying guys
I
don't
just don't
develop.
think it mattered. I think it's completely irrelevant.
I can watch you in summer league and say, yeah, you don't have it. I just can. I've been able to do that.
But I think we look
But
at
Trey Young is a
that
rookie.
well.
Real quick, so Trey Young in summer league averaged 12.3 points per game. He shot 29% from the floor and shot 12% from three on 38 attempts
Okay, how many games?
in 4 summer league games.
Okay.
But
So
that's all he played.
Right.
But that's
As
the
a
same
rookie,
thing here.
Again,
As
if
a
he's
rookie-
averaging 12 points a game, after watching that and saying, yeah, he definitely had a bad string of shooting. But after watching that, I wouldn't have said if he's averaging 12 points a game in the summer league that, he definitely can't
he shot.
play. But I have watched guys in the summer
It
league
was
where
horrendously bad. There were articles written, is this the worst top 5 draft pick of all time?
Remember the way people were talking about Jamar Chase
Horrible.
in his first preseason?
By
He
the
was
way, his
dropping
rookie
balls?
season.
I
real
never
quick,
doubted Jamar Chase.
Trey
And
Young's
neither did
rookie
you.
season.
No, I didn't,
19
but people
points,
were crazy with that.
8 assists, all rookie team. So
Yeah.
he was fine.
All right.
I guess the point is, it's a 4-game sample. That's it.
It's
That's
tiny.
it. I'll give you 4 games in Steph Curry's regular season last year, where if you pull those numbers, you're like, wow, he's old. He got old. Especially in basketball. Basketball, more than any other sport, to me, is streaky.
It is.
When you're shooting,
guess
the
I just-
basketball, the rim can look like a
a ma-
thimble,
I
or
guess
it can look like...
I just don't see. I'm fine that they drafted him. It's absolutely fine.
You hate
I
talking
wasn't-
about him, though,
I
don't you?
wasn't that impressed by him in summer league. He's playing against a bunch of guys who are not going to play in the NBA, and he wasn't that good. I didn't think.
One thing I think we got to talk about baseball.
Yeah.
Emoni Bates aside, Craig Porter Jr. went undrafted.
crazy.
And this dude,
Yeah.
at times, looks like he's the best player on the court. And I left yesterday's
Yeah.
game
I've heard that he's been very
saying,
impressive.
once again, this dude, whether it won't be with the Cavs this year, they have too many undersized guards, but in general, I think the Cavs got an NBA player and an undrafted
Well,
player.
here's the thing though too. Like I think we gotta. Sometimes when you're in this industry enough, you become jaded a little bit, right? And you forget about what the industry is. The industry is people who love sports. And when you love something, you watch it. It doesn't matter if it's the senior tour or the PGA tour. If you love golf, you watch golf.
Sure.
If you like baseball, you're going to check up on the minor league guys. If you love football, you're going to watch every preseason game. Our industry is built on the love and passion of sports. And as an athlete, and as a young athlete, we can minimize what it really means. But at the end of the day, to young players, it's monumental.
It's a Super Bowl.
It's the first.
That's fine, but it's proof of nothing. Is all I'm saying.
But sometimes in sports, we're not looking for proof. We're just looking to enjoy something that we have a passion for.
Sure.
For us, it may be like, does it really matter? No. But for the fans, that is why we are here.
Right.
To give them a picture about what they love. And they love sports. So if you're a basketball fan, you're going to watch Summer League and have hope to see what turns out. That's all it is.